top water. 4 days, now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior one, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, now make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the YouReport link. And be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
We're talking about balanced diet now. We're talking about healthy living, and we're talking about complex carbohydrates.
And you see, the essence of night and day is that day we can go for our daily activities, while the night is meant for us to have a very sound sleep.
Also, you need to exercise. It may sound counterintuitive, like why would you exercise when you're underweight? But the truth is it helps in your fat distribution. And it also
everyone is talking about increased physical movement, increased physical ability. What about some light exercise? We can do it together.
In 1953, the Federal Institute for Industrial Research, Oshodi, FIRO, was established. Since then, FIRO has been engaged in research work, solving problems and discovering new ways to make life better for Nigerians. These discoveries and research findings must be made available to Nigerians, medium and small-scale enterprises, and the international community. And the vehicle to do this is FIRO House, Africa's first industrial TV reality show, produced and packaged by Lashon Links Limited. For details on how to be part of the show, please visit our website on www.firohouse.tv or call 081-873-55745. Lashon Links Firo.
Hello Nigeria, great to have you join us tonight on Newsline. I am Becky Maduchemu. Congratulations, fellow compatriots. We are 58, still united in diversity, growing bigger and stronger as a giant of Africa. In line with the independence anniversary, the wife of the president hosted children to a fun fair. They had a fabulous time and we'll show you snippets. Meanwhile, the celebration of the New Yam Festival recently happened outside Nigeria. I bet you're wondering how that festival, which is unique to us, was celebrated elsewhere. Well, we'll tell you the reasons soon enough. Then among stories in our social diary segment is a visit of a traditional ruler to the cradle of black civilization. A lot of merriment characterized that event. It's a remarkable edition this week. Please stay to watch the full version after the day's news by Lydia Ochi. Happy Independence, Lydia.
Happy Independence, Becky. Thank you for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after a successful outing at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president, accompanied by his wife, Aisha Buhari, arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in the early hours of Sunday. On hand to receive him were his Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and other senior government officials. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, who spoke to NTA News, described Nigeria's fourth participation in the General Assembly of the United Nations under the Buhari presidency as remarkably outstanding.
This was a particularly successful General Assembly for Mr. President. His speech to the General Assembly was extremely well received, and it really showed him as a global statesman and Nigeria as a country that that really had a role to play on the global stage. He addressed all the main global challenges around the world, and and proffered solutions and called on the various parties to to come together to address those. So it was a very responsible position he took, and showed that Nigeria was very much ready to be a force for good at the global level. He, touched upon some of the challenges that Nigeria we're facing back home, and steps that his government was taking to address them. So that was a very excellent and very positive projection of Nigeria on the world stage, and all of them embraced him, embraced his vision, and are very keen to work to see him succeed and to see Nigeria succeed.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyama. Meanwhile, subsequently, after his return, President Muhammadu Buhari paid a visit to the two Nigerian Air Force officers involved in an air crash last week at the Defense Intelligence Agency Hospital, Abuja. The president, who returned to the country in the wee hours of the day from New York, where he attended the 73rd United Nations General Assembly, turned up in the hospital to pay a morale-boosting visit to the injured officers. He expressed gratitude to God for the survival of Squadron Leader Batuba and Flight Lieutenant Andy, and commiserated with them over the loss of their colleague, Squadron Leader Baba Ari, and prayed that God would give the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Meanwhile, Chief of Medical Services at the hospital, Air Vice Marshal Saleh Shinkafi, assured President Buhari that the medical condition of the officers was improving steadily. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who was also on hand to receive the president, explained that the 3 pilots were ejected successfully from the jets after the collision, but the helmet of Baba Ari flew open and he suffered head injuries that turned fatal. Accompanying the president were his Chief of Staff, Alhaji Abba Kyari, and Chief of Defense Intelligence, Air Vice Marshal Mohammed Usman. The organized labor has suspended its nationwide warning strike embarked upon over new minimum wage. The leadership of the unions, represented by the NLC President Ayuba Waba, told journalists at a briefing in Abuja.
We have received a firm and formal invitation to a reconvened meeting of the tripartite committee scheduled for 4th and 5th of October 2018. We demanded that this shall be the final session of the committee's assignment and that a final report will then be submitted to Mr. President immediately. In order to avail the committee the necessary conducive environment to hold this crucial meeting and conclude its work, organized labor has, after obtaining the mandate of their necessary organs, decided to suspend the ongoing warning strike with effect from today, Sunday, 30th September 2018.
Labour thanked workers and affiliate unions for their commitment and determination. Meanwhile, residents of Abuja have applauded the organized labor for suspending its nationwide warning strike following a pledge by the federal government to resume discussions on the new minimum wage. They, however, appealed to the government to keep to its word and increase the minimum wage. Muplang Dakok spoke to some residents.
I am happy that the strike has been called off because it is a good thing. People will resume schools and education will be going on. And I think that the government should listen to the plea of Nigerians and the workers.
It's a commendable thing. At least people can go to work. You know, production can continue. Okay. You know, there will be peace. Okay. And even those who are reading political meanings to it, you know, can also hold their peace and know that workers have a right to agitate, to demand for that which is due to them.
From what I learned, or they are going back to the negotiating table. It's a very welcome development because as you can see it, things are almost at a stop.
The media said they should look into it too, to at least what they are paying is not, if you see there's inflation now. If you go to market, when they give you money, you won't know what to buy. In a week, you can spend your salary on food and have other challenges too.
So if they want another 4 years again, they should increase the minimum wage. Do you understand? So that the civil servants will give them another 4 years again.
Now to matters concerning politics. President Muhammadu Buhari has accepted the resignation of Senator Aisha Jumai Al-Hassan as Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development from the government with immediate effect. A statement signed by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, stated that President Buhari thanked Senator Aisha Al-Hassan for her past services to the nation and has directed the affairs of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development be looked after by Hajia Aisha Abubakar, the Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, with immediate effect. The All Progressives Congress APC has conducted its primaries for the governorship election in 2019 across the states. Abubakar Musa reports that the primaries were generally peaceful.
Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje was the sole aspirant for governorship on the platform of All Progressives Congress and has been reaffirmed as the party's standard bearer for governorship election. Meanwhile, in Oyo State, out of 7 aspirants in APC who made the screening, 3 have stepped down, 2 boycotted, and the race is now between Niyi Akintola and Adelabu Bayo. In Kaduna, a total of 3,782 delegates from the 23 local government areas of Kaduna State participated in APC indirect governorship primary, and in Sokoto, 4 aspirants are contesting. They are the incumbent Deputy Governor Ahmed Aliu Sokoto, Baruku Malami Yabo, Senator Abubakar Umar Gada, and Abubakar Abdullahi Gumbi. In Delta State, 3 governorship aspirants, including Great Ogboru, Victor Ochi, and Cairo Ojogbo, are present at the primaries and promise to accept the outcome of the primary in good faith for the interests of the party. In Nasarawa State, thousands of APC supporters have converged on Lafia, the state capital, to select the party's governorship standard bearer among the 11 contestants. The exercise has been conducted peacefully. Meanwhile, in Ogun State, the governorship direct primary slated for today has been postponed. A statement by the party's publicity secretary in the state, Chief Wole Olegbede, says further directive will be issued later pending clarification from the National Working Committee.
More on politics. On Friday, the 28th of September, the All Progressives Congress American-style direct presidential primaries held across the states with President Muhammadu Buhari as the sole aspirant. In a more direct way, the huge turnout of millions of registered party members at all voting centers proves that the president has an incomparable ability to reach out to people and mobilize votes. I have with me in the studio Prince Ebunola Martins of the Buhari Osinbajo Mandate Group to speak more on the presidential primary. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you. Now, how has the APC presidential primary been conducted? How has it been?
Well, thank you. As you can see, I think President Muhammadu Buhari has only proven now to Nigerians that he's a really democratic man. He has proven beyond reasonable doubt for the first time in Nigeria in this Third Republic, you can see a ruling party conducting a pure democratic election. He did not just sit down and expect someone to just come and just stamp him. He said, go, let's make it a direct primaries. You can also see in other states what has happened is mostly direct primaries. The state where you didn't see direct primaries are states where there is understanding between all the aspirants that, okay, we have agreed, let's do it this way. Otherwise, the president, including that of the national chairman of the party, Oshomole, and trust me, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also part of this to make sure that we have a democratic process. And it's already playing out. This is just to show Nigerians that come 2019, the president is really ready. You can see it is accepted all over the country. And that's why you can see a lot of people in the primaries, be it South, South, Southeast, Southwest, in the North. You can see the overwhelming support the president is really enjoying. He's not doing his own on the social media. He's not just typing some certain things, you know, just giving false, fake news. He's not doing that. He has gone deep down into to the grassroots to make sure that the people are aware of his program. And by the way, the program of the president speaks for itself. Like I've said to so many people, it took President Muhammadu Buhari to get our railway on track. I mean, so you can see the program of the president has really proven that this man is just a man who came to do what we are not used to. And that's why you can see, it shouldn't be a surprise to people like you and us that the ICC can even invite President Muhammadu Buhari as one of the most honest leaders, dead or alive. I mean, this is just to show you.
Yes, now tell us more. What is the implication or otherwise of the outcome of the APC presidential primary?
Well, let me also tell you that the outcome is just one. We all love him and we want him back. We want him to continue to block the loopholes that is already blocking now. No more free money, no free lunch. You know, no more stolen money. You can, even if you try to steal it, you can't spend it. So this is the problem. You can steal it, keep it in a toilet. You know, you cannot do anything more than that. So we just want the president to continue doing this. And for God's sake, can you imagine all the abandoned projects President Muhammadu Buhari has put on track? Before now, if any government comes to power, all the projects that emerge by another government, they will throw it away and start something else. The President Muhammadu Buhari has proven to us that continuity is one thing we need. There's no point wasting money. And that's why you can see from the north, from the east. I mean, tell me which state hasn't it touched? But unfortunately, some people still feel, you know, there's no way you can satisfy the opposition anyway. No matter what you try to do, they will still try to come hit hard at you. So I think Mr. President has done so well, and the primaries is just to show us, to show all Nigerians that this man is loved all over the country, irrespective of the propaganda run by anybody.
Okay. Now, with this outcome, what are the chances of the APC in the general elections come 2019? Okay,
I can just give you a simple analysis. Of course, in the Southwest, you can see that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one of the most honest Yoruba men that I have ever met. One Yoruba man that I can tell you has empowered a lot of people, irrespective of your tribe, religion, he doesn't care where you come from. He has even empowered Taylor, just to tell you. He has empowered security men. So having these people like this on board with the president, you should know that Southwest is already for us. And of course, you have a lot. You have, you know, you have the governor of Imo State in the east, and you can say he's doing all his best to make sure that he delivers the dividends of democracy to the people. You can also see what is also happening in South-South. You can see you can see the primary sale there today. You can see how many people. So I don't want some opposition after the election to say APC rig. We did not rig. You can see them. Those people are there to vote. They are there. I think the international community should take note of this. Because after now, when we win, you bring out all kinds of stories. So I just want to tell you that the outcome of it is just for the president to return in 2019 as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to continue this good work.
Thank you for coming on Newsline.
Thank you.
And we wish you happy independence ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've been talking to Prince Ebunola Martins, representing Buhari Osinbajo Mandate Group, talking about the APC presidential primary. Moving on now, still on politics, ahead of APC's governorship primaries in Lagos, Governor Ambode says he is seeking a second term to consolidate on his accomplishments in his first term in office. Meanwhile, members of the House of Representatives from Lagos State have visited the second aspirant, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to express their support for him.
Addressing a press conference at Lagos House in Ikeja, Governor Akinwumi Ambode welcomed the competition in the spirit of democracy. The governor said he was aspiring for a second term on the strength of his accomplishments in office.
Most of the projects we are doing is about alleviating the sufferings of the poor. And the only way out for us is to continue to do that in the next 4 years.
Governor Ambode appealed to the APC leadership to ensure that members of the party in Lagos State get to participate in the primary.
People that have registered as members of APC should be entitled to vote in the direct primaries. That's when we entrench the democratic values that we're all preaching.
Meanwhile, members of the House of Representatives from Lagos State were at the residence of the other aspirant, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to express their support for him. Led by the majority leader, Femi Gbajabiamila, the national legislators decorated the aspirant with the All Progressive Congress Party's insignia.
We have sat down, we have looked at we've weighed the pros and the cons, the merits and the demerits, and we have all come down on the side of Mr. Jide Sanwo-Olu.
Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu promised that he will not let all Lagosians, irrespective of party affiliation, down if given the opportunity.
And I want to tell Lagosians and tell our party members especially that a vote for me tomorrow to become a candidate of the APC will be a vote for taking Lagos to a higher and a bigger and a better level.
The All Progressive Congress APC governorship primaries in Lagos State comes up tomorrow. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
Meanwhile, reports just reaching us say Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was in Lagos over the weekend for the presidential primaries, during which he attended a meeting of the Lagos State General Advisory Council. He conveyed to the meeting President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to a level playing ground in the party's primaries. Professor Yemi Osinbajo reaffirmed President Buhari's endorsement as a demonstration of his popularity and acceptance by Nigerians. Reverend Christopher Okotie has emerged as the presidential candidate of the Fresh Democratic Party, FDP, having defeated James Pam to clinch the ticket. This was the outcome of the party's primaries held in Lagos. Tunde Saiki reports that all the successful governorship candidates of the party from the states were presented with the party's flag after the exercise.
Super qualified to occupy the office of the President of the Federal Republic.
That was the reaction of party members and delegates at the Fresh Democratic Party's presidential primaries after James Pam, the second aspirant, stepped down for Reverend Christopher Okotie. Despite this move, the party's legal advisor, Kola Dokpamu, said the election must be carried out in fulfillment of INEC and Electoral Act directive. At the end of the voting exercise, Reverend Christopher Okotie from Delta State polled 249 votes, and James Pam from Plateau State got 1 vote.
On behalf of the committee, we want to declare Reverend Christopher Okotie as the presidential flag bearer of our party.
All the successful governorship candidates from the 36 states of the Federation were presented with the party's flag. In his acceptance speech, the Fresh Democratic Party's presidential candidate, Reverend Christopher Okotie, said if he emerged the president of Nigeria after the election in 2019, he will ensure that the type of country that Nigerians are yearning for is engendered.
I think that it is apropos to say very clearly that my thoughts have not changed. It must be an interim government where Okotie's concept of governance will be put into practicality so that we can deal with the fundamental issues that beset our nation before we can go back to this this concept of politics that we have right now. And I think that that's the only way forward.
The party's presidential primary was witnessed by INEC officials led by the Commissioner for Lagos and Ogun States, Dr. Adekunle Ogunmola, and the media. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has also conducted its governorship primaries across the states. Here again is Abubakar Musa with the details.
The Ben Ayade of Cross River State emerged PDP governorship standard bearer for the 2019 general elections. Governor Ayade was returned unopposed by the party's primary held in Calabar and participated by about 2,000 delegates drawn from the 18 local government areas of the state. In Kaduna, more than 2,000 delegates participated in PDP governorship primary, with 10 aspirants aiming for the party's ticket. While in Delta, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has emerged as the PDP standard bearer, having polled 3,252 votes. The chief returning officer, Chief Uzo Wandu, made the pronouncement shortly after counting. The governor is the sole candidate contesting the position under the platform of PDP. Kefi, the second largest city in Nasarawa State, is hosting delegates to the PDP governorship primaries. 5 contestants are slugging it out for the party's governorship ticket in the state.
Away from politics now, the task force set up by the Nigerian Army has recovered the vehicle belonging to retired Major General Idris Alkali. The vehicle was recovered from an abandoned mining pond in Duradu village, just south local government area, Plateau State. Sani Ibn Sali reports.
The retired Army officer's black Toyota Corolla vehicle with registration number Kwara MUN 670AA was found in one of the numerous abandoned mining ponds in Duradu village of Jos South local government area, Plateau State. Items recovered inside the vehicle include military wares, an umbrella, and other personal belongings of the missing officer. Speaking to newsmen at the scene of the recovery, General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army and Commander Recovery Special Task Force confirmed that the vehicle belonging to the missing officer has been lifted out of the pond without his corpse.
We have searched. We've not seen the body yet, but we'll continue. We know what to do.
The sum total of it is that this pond contains a lot of hidden secrets, and we are determined to unveil.
While assuring the community not to entertain any fear, the officers urged them to cooperate fully as investigation to unravel the mystery continues.
We know that we have credible intelligence to know who are involved, and we'll get them sooner than you expected. So the village or the community does not have anything to fear.
Major General Alkali was reported to have gone missing on the 3rd of September 2018 on his way to Bauchi from Abuja. In Jos, Sani Ibn Saleh, NTA News.
Our next report concerns Nigeria's independence. Interdependence, interconnection, and interrelationship have been identified as pivotal towards facilitating and sustaining the growth and national development of Nigeria. These were views from the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon, and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, at the 58th Independence Anniversary Church Service in Abuja. Describing Nigeria as a country endowed with highly resourceful citizens, the Nigerian leaders said the need for a rethink, reconciliation of peaceful pursuit, recommitment to positive principles, as well as renewal of a progressive passion by citizens becomes imperative.
Anniversary of our nation is an opportunity to bless our nation. It's an opportunity to declare some blessings upon our nation and upon the people of our nation, all of us who are present here and everywhere.
As members of the body of Christ, we pray that all of us, leaders and followers, men and women, young and old, rich and poor, shall come together in unity of faith, love, and prayer to lift Nigeria up to achieve her full potential.
Interdependent, interconnected, interrelated, we are on our way to national greatness. Nigeria is unstoppable. We will reach our destiny and our destination.
Prayers were offered for continued peace, stability, and for a smooth and transparent general elections come 2019. And now sports. Nigeria's The Tigress finished 8th best team at the FIBA Women World Cup in Spain as the International Tennis Federation Tournament Lagos Open serve off in Lagos. Kehinde Lamidi has this and more on Sports Update.
The qualifiers for the 2018 Lagos Open served up on Saturday at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, with a total of 41 players from 30 countries expected to feature at the preliminary stage of the International Tennis Federation Tournament. The qualifiers is to produce players that will make it to the main draws, which commences on October 1st. The tournament provides an opportunity for the players